Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for coming.
I'm going to do a quick intro. This is Alan Murray. He's our sound supervisor at the end. Jay Cassidy, our film editor. Steve Murrow, our sound mixer. And Bradley Cooper, our director. So, this film has really entered the conversation. And I think audiences have really embraced it for many reasons. I keep hearing words like authentic and intimate and rare. So Bradley, I would love to know first, what was it about this story that you were so passionate about bringing it to the screen?
You know, I had the privilege of working for many years with great directors and movies, and even with Alan, we did American Sniper, and Jay Cassidy and I did Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle and Joy, and they've been such collaborative experiences, and I just always knew I wanted to direct, and I think because of that, even since I was a kid and loving film so much, I started to think of things that I wanted to examine, like love between two people and finding your identity in life and how your childhood forms you. And then because of this property that Warner Brothers had and Clint Eastwood was thinking about directing it and talking to me about it, this was when I was 30, like 6 years ago, it felt like the perfect sort of sandbox to examine all these things. Because the one thing that I feel that I think everybody realizes, when you sing, you can't hide at all. It's just sort of the purest way to connect with another person and even to yourself. So it just felt like this property of A Star Is Born was a great sandbox to examine all of these things through a script and cinematically. And that's kind of how it happened. It was just little compositions in my head or sonic elements. And I think because I got to spend so much time just doing it, that allowed for it to almost feel like I was receiving it rather than trying to create it out of nothing. It was just a series of events that would take me like 2 hours to go over all of them. But
and you were able, like you mentioned, you've worked with them before. How did you bring all your key department heads together?
Shoot in L.A. That's the reality. Everyone wants to stay home.
That's
Great. Begging, you know, and I think also because I love this process so much, and I've always just stayed on all the sets and never sort of gone back into the you know the trailer, and I just got to know the people I've worked with over the years, that I knew exactly who I would want to work with. Like Shelley Ziegler, the first AD, and Zan, the second. They're out of Baltimore, and that was actually a big thing because we had, you know, it was $38 million budget actually to bring the first AD out of Baltimore. That was a big deal, but I knew that she was just the one. Because of our shooting schedule of 42 days, I thought, well, I know that I can do it if I'm with her. And then Jay and I have had just an incredible road together prior to this movie, so there was no question. And Alan and I worked really hard on American Sniper, and I just love him so much. And it's the same way. And then I got lucky and met Steve and people like Matthew Lebatique, who I hadn't worked with before, but admired their work. He had done La La Land.
The DP?
Matthew, he did La La Land, Steve. But Matthew Lebatique had worked for a long time, and Requiem for a Dream and Pie and Black Swan were things that I really liked. And Scott Sakamoto, the camera operator, we just got lucky. I mean, he is just the greatest. And Karen Murphy, I had seen, just so many people I had just worked with or admired, and just, you know, sat down with them and told them the sort of idea and the vision, and if they connected to it, you know, I was just lucky, really. Same thing with the cast, just really going for it and just trying to. I was also pretty relentless too.
Well, Jay, there's a rhythm to the storytelling, and how did you show the audience that every song had a function in telling the story?
Every song does have a function, and that's why it's as long as, you know, the songs are as long or as short as they are. And I think that's important, to not lose, in a film like this, to not lose sight of the sort of dramaturgical engine that's chugging beneath about why are we watching this movie, and it just can't stop for performance. So every song would have that scrutiny by us, and we in the editing we had halves of songs that we didn't use that were really great, and whole songs that we didn't use that were really great, because they weren't telling our story. They were certainly enjoyable to watch, but if the freight train stops, you lose the audience. You can the very first song being the example of a Black Eyes, it can't go like another bar, or somehow you think, why am I watching this guy? That's
not that bad, but no, but it is true. It's like when you go to your favorite band and you watch them at a concert. That's the thing I learned working with Jay and Mike Acevedo editing this movie. Is you start to zone out, even if it's your favorite band. There's about 10 minutes of the concert where you're kind of just, your mind wanders, and that's part of the joy of watching music. That can't happen in a movie. You lose the audience for 10 minutes, it's going to be very hard to get them back. And that was a real lesson that I learned working. You're like, oh wow, I'm kind of, in love with this song, and I'm watching it, and then the song ends, you're like, oh wait, what was happening? And it was, but we used a lot of her full songs. Jack's was very short. I was smart about it.
The crew all took
You earn a full song. If you do it right, if you piece it out, you earn it. When she sings the song that's...
Shallow's a full song, and also Always Remember Us This Way is a full song, and the final song is a full song.
And each of those has a big storytelling function, so you don't get lost as a viewer.
What grounds the movie?
What grounds it?
Yeah.
My hope with what grounds is that it feels absolutely authentic. That's why I think we all work so hard. Thank you. I mean, literally, everybody on the stage and 40 other people worked. We never gave up to the sound of a bird chirping or the lack thereof, or the exhaust of a car going away as she says, "I got to talk to Jack." Just keeping a rhythm and making it authentic, and Steve constantly saying, we went to Glastonbury together, just me, him, and Maddie, and we sang in the Pyramid Stage for 4 minutes in front of 80,000 people. And right before I went out, and I would say this all the time, I'd say, "Steve, I'm just gonna lip sync it. I don't even know the words." And he's like, "Go." I'm like, "No, I can't." He goes, "How much are you gonna use? Just do it."
I'm like, the song. We've done it the whole movie.